How long does it take to see Pinterest results? That is the million-dollar question that a lot of people have, and the answer may actually surprise you. Hi everyone, my name is Debbie. In case you are new around here, I quit my 9 to 5 in 2017 and I've been freelancing full-time ever since. I do Pinterest strategies and manage Pinterest accounts for my clients every single day. And while there is no one clear answer to this, I can guide you and give you some expectations as to what you should expect if you are brand new to Pinterest. Now, I'm going to focus on brand new accounts here because things can look very differently if someone's coming to me and they already have a Pinterest presence. They're already getting, some monthly views, but maybe they're not getting traffic or engagement. They've been doing things right. They're getting a bit of traffic, but they want to increase that. So things will look a little bit different for these types of clients. So today we're just going to focus on expectations for a brand new account. So anyone that comes to me and they want to get started on Pinterest, I always tell them you want to give it a solid 6 to 9 months, even up to 12 months, depending on your niche, on your industry, how much content you have to work with, to start seeing a decent amount of organic traffic and some email sign up. So this is where it starts to be like, okay, this is worth it. I'm so glad I stuck around with Pinterest. And another thing about this video is we'll focus on organic results. Of course, if you are running ads, things are going to look very different from business to business because you're working with different ad budgets as well. Okay, so there are a few commonalities with creators and brands that don't have success with Pinterest. So they don't see results in terms of traffic and engagement. So they don't really see a whole lot of what Pinterest can do at the source. So, purchases, blog readership, listening to their podcasts, watching their YouTube videos, and so on. Those commonalities, one of them actually is really common. One of them is that people give up way too soon. You cannot be using Pinterest for 2-3 months, go all in, and I'm talking about organic results here, and then expect to see such a huge change in your business. It takes time. Pinterest is a visual discovery engine. It takes time for things to happen. The other commonality I see is that you are using Pinterest and you don't understand the value of engagement and traffic versus views. So many people are hooked on getting a lot of monthly views, and it's one of those things that drives me insane because at the end of the day, monthly views really aren't much if they are not driving people to your website and if you're not getting engagement on your pins. So your goal should always be to understand what your potential ideal client or reader on Pinterest wants to click on to maximize your engagement so that you get that traffic to help you with those potential business goals and marketing goals of yours. And the other thing is when brands and creators think that Pinterest will fix their business. So you have to understand that if, let's say, you're an e-commerce store and you're currently not getting sales, but you're doing all the things with Instagram, TikTok, email marketing, it's possible that you need to look at things like your positioning, your pricing, maybe redo your market research. Maybe there's something that's not resonating and the problem is at the source and not necessarily that the marketing channels you were trying to use are not good for you and don't have your audience. So Pinterest cannot fix a business. It's an incredible platform to help you drive that traffic and get even more eyes on your business, blog readers, and yes, email list growth and sales, but Pinterest solely cannot be responsible if something else is already not working. So realistically, the timeline of how long it will take to see results for Pinterest for you, whether you're a creator or a brand, will widely depend on a few things. How much content you have to work with, how consistent will you be, will you optimize your account for SEO, will you ensure that your pins are optimized for SEO, your pin titles, your pin descriptions, are you going to be using pretty specific call to actions, how often will you look at your data and take what's working or what seems to be almost there but needs a little bit of a push and create more of that type of content. So it's going to depend on a lot of things. But to give you guys context, one of my clients has been with me for 10 months, a brand new account, and we are already driving 1,400 to 1,500 outbound clicks per month to her website from Pinterest only, organic only, and that's contributing to her sales and her email list growth as well. This client came to me already with a lot of content, and this is someone that publishes a lot of blog content on a regular basis that's being used as top of funnel to promote her courses and promote her other offers. So we have so much to work with, and that really does make a difference. And to give you guys a little bit more context, I have a new client that's been with me for about 8 months, and we're driving about 500 outbound clicks per month to his website. And we don't have as much content to work with, but we have a lot of products, we have a lot of freebies and top of funnel content. His niche is a little bit more competitive, so will he see the same type of results? Yes, it just takes a little bit longer to get there. And again, we're talking about organic results only. But as a business owner, if you have a product or an offer that's already converting, getting that type of traffic from an extra platform every month on top of what you're already doing can be really something that changes the course of your business. But again, it really does look different depending on where you're at, depending on how much content you have to work with, depending on your consistency. And normally, like I mentioned earlier, those brands that give up a little bit too soon, they don't reach this point because when they're starting to see traffic, instead of reverse engineering the steps to see what could be improved, they give up altogether on the platform, and I don't want that to be you guys. Now, for my affiliate marketing clients, and this is not a video about what you can and cannot do on Pinterest when it comes to affiliate marketing, I'm going to share my experience based on what has worked for my clients. 2 of them that are monetized use blog content, and they also create a lot of freebies, a lot of guides. We only share the top of funnel content on Pinterest. So we actually never share an affiliate link on Pinterest. We share the blog post and the link to the guides that promote the products that they are affiliates for, all while following the guidelines that Pinterest puts forward. How long did it take for them to see results or for Pinterest to contribute to their business? First thing to note is actually these clients came to me already monetized, looking to add a different source of traffic because they know that you can't just rely on one thing, whether that's Google or another platform that was driving traffic. What's great about these clients is that both of them actually understood the assignment. They come from an SEO background, so they knew they were in it for the long run. And now every month, in terms of organic outbound clicks to these blogs, the results are quite significant. When you think about it, when your blog is monetized through SEO and you add additional platforms, whatever it may be, for some people it could be YouTube, for some people it's Pinterest, it could be all of the above, and it really contributes to your traffic and to your potential affiliate sales. Pinterest pins have the potential to drive traffic to your website or the source where you're sending traffic for years to come. Every month, it is not uncommon for me to find pins that were created in 2016, 17, 18, 19 for various clients that are still driving traffic to this day. So when you see those graphics that people share, those infographics that talk about how long a Pinterest pin lasts, those, while they may be averages, it really depends, again, on your niche, the keywords you use. Are your keywords more evergreen, or are they about a specific trend, something seasonal? It's really going to make all the difference. Even for something that's seasonal, what could happen depending on your keywords is you may see, a spike in your traffic from Pinterest at a certain point in time in the year, and then when it's not your season, it'll die down a little bit, but then it'll spike again just before your season. So it really depends, but Pinterest has the potential to be evergreen, and there's really no right or wrong or very specific time frame. So if people say pins last up to 6 months, that is simply not true. It depends on your keywords and how consistent you are with the platforms and your overall optimization, your niche. There's so many things that go into play here. If you get into a habit of looking at your analytics every week, every month, and identifying your best performing pins, and even if best performing at the time means 3 outbound clicks or 2 saves, I want you to take those pins, identify the keywords, the trigger words, the type of design, was it a graphic, was it a video, and create more similar content. Use those keywords more often. And instead of waiting, 6 to 9 months and being like, well, that's it, it really did not drive the type of traffic I was expecting. Look at your data on a regular basis, reverse engineer, repeat what's working, and this is going to work for you. We have a very different type of problem if we're getting monthly views, but we're not getting saves, any type of engagement, we're not getting outbound clicks. This is where it's so important to take a step back, look at your design, look at your pin titles, start incorporating buyer psychology tactics. So start incorporating trigger words in your pin titles as well. Start doing a little bit more research on Pinterest. Have a look at your competitors, other product sellers and brands in your industry, and identifying if there's a gap between what you're creating, what they're creating, and versus what your audience needs. And by incorporating trigger words, you can significantly increase your engagement and your traffic as well. Trigger words, a quick example would be something like underrated travel destination. So underrated being the trigger word. Or beautiful, affordable travel destinations to discover in 2025. So we have trigger words and keywords in there, and that's going to create a certain type of emotion and help get that engagement. If you want a masterclass on this, by the way, I do have one. I'll leave the link in the video description as well. I hope you found this video helpful and it helped you answer how long it takes to see Pinterest results. And if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.